I wanted to know, have you ever played any of the FMA games where you dubbed over it, you had to fight Roy, and if you have, what have you thought about him?
I only played the first FMA game because it was the first video game that I ever worked on, and I was so stoked to be Roy Mustang, and we recorded the whole thing. And actually, the first scene of it, we hadn't really set what Roy Mustang's voice was going to sound like, which is pretty close to mine, so I figured that it had to be something that didn't sound like me, obviously, right? And I was so excited and so amped up and was such a fan of Dragon Ball Z that I had all this energy, and the first line in the game that I had was, "Looks like you could use a hand, Full Metal," and it came out totally like Armstrong. It was like, "Looks like you could use a hand, Full Metal!" And Chris Sabat was like, no. Let's try it again. This time, don't suck. And yeah, so we had to like tone it down. But at the end, you know, I'm recording all these lines from Mustang, and he jumps around a lot, and he says things like, you know, "It's no use, and too slow," and blah, 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 and I recorded death. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go home and play this, and I'm gonna listen to myself die, it's gonna be amazing. I get the game, I lock myself in my room, play it for like 6 hours, get to the last two people, which is Armstrong and Mustang, and I die in 10 seconds. Oh. And I'm like, that's okay. Reload, restart, here we go. Die in like 5 seconds. I'm like, oh my God. I gotta be able to kill myself, right? So I start playing really, really well, and Mustang's hopping around going, "It's no use, it's no use, it's no use, it's no use." I'm like, shut up! God, I'm so annoying! And my cousin like peeks his head out of the room, he's like, "Dude, are you yelling at yourself?" I'm like, shut up and let me alone! Slam the door, "It's no use, it's no use, damn you, Mustang!" He opens the door, he's like, "Do we need to talk?" I like throw my boot at the door. 2 hours later, I still had not kicked my own ass. So I took the PS and threw it in the closet, and it never came back out ever again. The game, not the PS. I pulled that right back out the next day. And it wasn't its fault. So no, I've never beaten myself in that game, and I will not play any other ones because fighting yourself and not being able to win really is weird.